and welcome back to FYI Weddings. Today we're here at Delicious Cakes talking to Butch Stivers about wedding cakes. Now, what does a bride need to know when she's ordering her cake?
They should know how much they want to spend. They should know what the venue looks like. They should know how many guests they're going to invite. Well, it's still about 90% of all the guests that come to a wedding want a piece of the bride's cake. And then if we do a groom's cake, 50% of that number is usually what we do the groom's cakes for. What we do when a bride comes in, I ask her to taste the cakes. And if she likes the cakes, and I usually move on to the next step, in which I will help her design a cake. Now, I ask them to spend some time on Pinterest or Google and look at different cakes. And she may not find one particular cake that she absolutely loves, but she may like the designs are different. And then, we just kind of put them together for her. So, I'll sketch out something so she knows what she's getting, and we can talk about height and, so this is just kind of a traditional wedding cake, and, here's the one with the quilting. And this also helps for the decorator so that they understand exactly what it is that the bride wants.
Now, might you combine that and put the fondant and quilting on the base layer and then buttercream on the upper two layers?
I don't suggest that because of the difference in texture. If we're going to use fondant, we need to use fondant all the way.
Okay.
Okay. Or change the design of one of them so that we can use icing all the way.
Now, how far out from the wedding should the bride think about ordering the cake?
Well, that's a really pertinent question because bakeries can only do so many wedding cakes on a weekend. So for the months of April, actually mid-March now, in the months of mid-March through June, 8 months in advance is not too early to order a cake because we book up very fast. And the same thing for mid-September through November. That's kind of the new June, if you will, especially in Texas where the temperatures are so hot.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time of the year, 4 months is more than adequate.
8 months out, during more of the peak season for your area is a good idea. If it's not peak season, 4 months or so.
Yeah.
Now, and you tell the brides to go to Pinterest and to kind of get ideas of what they want, and then you sit down and design with them. Is there any other information that a bride may need to bring with her when she comes to order the cake?
Other than, a budget and some idea of a design and the decoration of the venue.
Now, how many brides come in here with a budget in mind, only to find out that, it's going to be, for what they want, it's going to be a couple $100 or $400 more. Is that common? Does that happen a lot?
Yes, it does. It does.
So they kind of need to have that in mind
Yeah.
in doing that.
And there's really a lot of information available. The average slice of a wedding cake in Dallas is around $6. And depending on the design, it could be a little less, if it's a simple design, it could be a whole lot more if it's something, more elegant and, like this one back here in the corner with all the filigree and stuff on there.
Yeah.
They need to keep in mind time is money. So when they're looking at a design, you can pretty much determine how much time it's going to take somebody to do that.
But in this area, if a bride were thinking, okay, I'm thinking about my budget, and they should probably $6 will get them kind of a medium there, a starting point. $6 per slice, which would be $6 per guest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that'll get them a very nice wedding cake.
Structure on the cake.
Oh.
That's the funny thing, because I've seen upside down cakes. I've seen cakes that look like they're falling over, that are built to appear as if they're falling over, and all kinds of whimsical cakes. What kind of structure has to go into these cakes?
Well, the whimsical ones are tricks of the trade. They're really, you take a cake and you bevel it and cut a hole out in it and sit there. So it, it gives you the appearance. But most of the basic cakes are built, if you think about it, like a building. Okay, you have a foundation. Now, if you're going to put something heavy on top of this foundation, you have to put some kind of columns in support. So we drive these down into the cake, cut them off, and they have to be cut exactly the same or your cake is going to start to lean. And then we put enough of these in here to support what's going to go on top of it. Then in addition to putting those in there, as we put the next tiers on, we drive, you know, these smaller ones in there just to keep it from wiggling during the travel. Now, some bakeries will use these as columns. Now, what happens with these during transportation, as you might imagine, the cake is going to move, they'll tilt a little bit. And once that happens, it goes.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, you have to, when you're looking for a baker, make sure that they know how to build cakes. And people that have been in business a long time know how. I mean, that's
so
not a secret.
you need to make sure you ask about their structure.
Yes.
Butch, this has all been very, very interesting. I'm glad you had the time to sit down with us on fyiWeddings. Join us next time when we have talk with somebody else about what a bride needs to know about her wedding.